Luke Combs explains his wife and two children's two-bedroom home. My life is quite ordinary. You wouldn't know that Luke Combs is a 6-time CMA winner and 3-time Grammy Award contender around his home. The singer of Lovin' On You recently shared a glimpse into his personal life with his wife, Nicole, and his two children, Beau, 20 months, and Tex, 2. During an interview with the Meat Eater podcast, Combs, 35, clarified that he wants his children to grow up in a typical household. Our home is 2,000 square feet. In the show that aired on Monday, April 7th, he said, it has 2 bedrooms. The sons share a room, and my wife and I have our own. We're constantly in close proximity to one another. Combs wants his children to acquire responsibility, just like everyone else, in addition to living in a somewhat typical household. The playroom is the living room. It has all of the children's toys, he said. We allowed them to ruin it. However, each night, okay, we're all cleaning up now. As much as a 1.5-year-old can, he will grab a block and bring it over while mom and dad clean up. Even though he can only pick up 2 items, my 2.5-year-old can now contribute 5% to the cleaning. But he gets it. He views himself as a stay-at-home parent during the week, which may sound odd coming from someone who performs at stadium events on the weekends. He said, I'm at home 4 days a week, every week, full-time. On most days, the sun rises and sets. Getting the children up, changing their nappies, bathing, preparing breakfasts, lunches, and meals. I desire it, but it takes up a lot of my time. In light of the very peculiar situation that will eventually arise, I want my children's childhoods to feel as normal as possible. Combs tries his best, but sometimes the demands of being a country music star just get in the way. He revealed in June 2024 that he was on tour in Australia and missed Beau's birth. During an interview on The Zane Lowe Show, he said, I'll never forget the craziest day, probably, in my life, close to it. It was simultaneously one of the best and worst days of my life. My wife texted me, I'm so sorry, I really tried not to have the baby while you're away, he said. I probably woke up at around 8 a.m. or something like that, Australia time. And my goodness, it was awful, man. Combs said that he was able to view Beau from all over the globe, almost from the moment of his birth, thanks to technology.